We are gathered here today to celebrate the birth of a new motherboard. This is the Auro 407 Evolution Revision 1, which is basically a 250407 Commodore board, but it's got some really cool new features to it, such as to be able to switch the voltage to for both the SIDS and also the VIC video chip. So let's go ahead and see and turn it on, and let's test some voltages and see how it's doing. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is let's test the 5-volt rail, and we'll start here with the CPU. Okay, 5.13, and that's great. A little over 5 volts because there's no load, there's no ICs on the board right now, so that makes sense. And if we go by the ROMs here, everything is consistent to the CIAs. Okay, that looks good. We can try the second row here and see how it goes. That's fine. Let's try the RAMs, the DRAM. Yeah, it's all decent. Might as well jump down to the bottom row. Okay, so the primary 5-volt rail seems to be fine. No issues here. And multiplexers. Okay, we're good. Let's go down to the end of the row here. Now the next thing I want to do is check the CAN voltage, because the VIC chip has its own, and the video circuitry has its own separate voltage, and you can see it's actually a little bit different. It's regulated and it's 4.97. It's actually right about 5.0. My multimeter is actually about 300s off, so need to calibrate it. So that should be okay. And yep, 5 volt on the video, 4.97, so all consistent. That's all good. Just for fun, let's check here at the cassette port. There we go. Yep, and at the user port. Yep, we're good there too. Great. Okay, so now I have the jumpers. They're currently set up for the 6581 SID chip, so we actually should have, well, I lied. It's actually configured for the 8580. Okay, so that's 9 volts, so that's correct. Okay. Yeah, that's the 8580 setting right there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is turn off the power, and we're going to switch the jumper to 6581, and now we should have 12 volts here. And there we are. That's perfect. 12 volts. For the same thing we're going to do is check for the newer VIC. So if we check the VDD for the VIC, currently it should be at, let's see, it should be at 5 volts, I believe. Yep, it's at 4.97. So the VDD right now matches, yeah, they're both 5 volts. Okay, pin 40 in the VDD. Turning it off, and let's switch the VDD to 12 volts on the VIC. And so now here we go, and VDD is labeled on the board, which is great. Otherwise I have to count to 13, and I have trouble counting to 10, never mind 13. So here we are, 12 volts, that's perfect. So we have 5 up on pin 40 and 12 at the VDD. So this looks promising, looks good. So next step, I think, is to put the ICs in and see if she comes up. But it's looking well. And stay tuned for part 2.